much for having me here. So I'm Natalia. I'm based in south of Brazil. So today is a very, very cold here. And I'm a PR. I have a lot of experience in digital marketing, but I also am an entrepreneur. So I find myself in life and I found what I love when I start my company as an entrepreneur. And also last year, I was part of the bootcamp in Brisbane. So I just loved the bootcamp and it opened my mind and my eyes a lot. So that's why I'm here today. Thanks, Andrew, again for inviting me. And I'm kind of O Amor é Simples. What is love is simple in English? We are the first Brazilian brand and a niche shop focused on selling non-traditional and affordable wedding dresses. So that's my first question. Why we are selling wedding dresses online? And I like to ask all of you guys if you recall a wedding brand. Because when I'm saying like sports, beauty, fashion, everyone has a lot of brands in mind. But when I say wedding, just a few people recall any wedding brand. And we are working a lot here in Brazil to be the brand that everyone remembers. So how do I start it? Back in 2012 and 2013, me and another co-founder, Lais, we were about to get married. So we found the love of our lives. We were about to celebrate and start all the preparation, but we found the same pain, and actually was an agony because we couldn't find a wedding dress because we both were not these traditional brides. I mean, I was very relaxed, and I didn't imagine myself using that big and shiny and fancy wedding dress. And Lais, my partner, she had the same problem. So in this necessity, we found a business opportunity. And that's why I'm here sharing with you guys. So the story is very fun because we created a simple and affordable wedding dress company because we couldn't find in Google. And I'm sharing all these designs because that's what happened with me. I just wanted to buy online a very simple and plain and affordable wedding dress. I buy everything online. I don't like to go shopping. So with the wedding dress, I was imagining do the same. I just want to Google it, find a nice and beautiful wedding dress and just buy it. But I couldn't find anything. So I was like very desperate and very sad because I was thinking like, oh my God, what can I do? I don't want to use this big and shiny dress. Is not doesn't look like myself. I need to feel myself in a wedding dress. So what can I do? And my first reaction was like, oh my God, I'm gonna run away as far as possible. I think I'm gonna cancel the celebration, maybe do a very small ceremony in my house. I just don't know, but I don't like this kind of celebration. The shops and the people wanted to sell me. And because I started to reading some blog posts and talk to people, and I was like, and everyone started to show me this very expensive and big celebration. I was like, no, that's not my style. So me and my partner, we just thought, oh my God, if we are in 2014 and this is not in Google, so maybe let's create it. Maybe this is a very, very amazing business opportunity. But by that time, we had just proper jobs, like full-time jobs, and we just start to thinking, what can we do? Can we truly solve this problem? And then we start to talk to a lot of people, to do a lot of researches, talking with a lot of brides. And we start to figure out that there is a new generation of brides like us. And we want to celebrate in a very new way. I mean, the way this new generation celebrates has changed along the years, and the wedding industry remains traditional. And this is a very common problem we're still facing today, 4 years later, because the wedding industry is old-fashioned, expensive, and not very innovative. And what I mean, all the traditional dresses, the fashion industry for brides is still focused on night and high fashion looks, like very much volume, very much layers and glows, and a very expensive prices. I mean, the market is still practice insane margins and a very high prices. And this is for wedding dresses also, but this is for everything. I was a bride and I faced this myself. Like sometimes you feel like a fool because if a cup of coffee costs $1, if you are a bride, it will cost 5. And in Brazil, this is very, very, very common, and the brides feel themselves like a fool because everything costs so much more. And also the industry is still stuck in time because it ignores the new trend of non-traditional ceremonies. I mean, a lot of people wanted to get married in their homes, at the beaches, at very small venues. And here in Brazil, they keep push you to a big ceremony. They keep saying to you, you have to get married in a big salon with 100 guests, with a limousine and a band. And come on, here we are in Brazil, but I think it's the same as everywhere. People don't have a lot of money to spend. Most of the people don't have a lot of money to spend, and sometimes you do have money, but it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of money in just one day. That's why you want to celebrate in a very small ceremony and spend the money to study, to have a baby, buy a house. So that's why we face it here in Brazil. And we kept doing some researches. And here in Brazil, the wedding industry is very big. It's like more than $7 billion per year in revenue, and more than $350 million is just spent on wedding dresses. So come on, it's a very attractive marketing to start on. And people asked us from the beginning, like, oh my God, but getting married is not very on news. I mean, people don't get married anymore. But no, come on, people is still getting married in Brazil, and we have more than 1 million registered per year. And here is a very interesting stuff when we start to do some researches, because we want to talk to the new generation, like young people who want to get married, who want to celebrate. And this in Brazil is almost 50% of everybody who get married. So we are talking with almost 500,000 brides per year. It's a very attractive market. So we had this problem, we had this idea. There isn't anything on Google. So yeah, we can definitely create a company to solve this problem. But how we created the solution from scratch? And from scratch, in our case, was like with little money, not much money at all. We didn't have the money, the contacts, the experience. We just were very high motivation. But how can we create that? So that's why I'm starting to share with you guys. We had the idea in the beginning of 2014, end of 2013, and we were like, oh my God, that's a very huge opportunity. We need to move fast and do something. So we focus on a minimal viable product, and in less than 6 months, we launched an e-commerce site, and you can see in those pictures, the first website, very simple, and our first collection. So with less than $3,000, We invested in products. We launched 6 different designs only, a photo shooting, and a very simple platform. So this platform, as you are seeing right now, was our first version, and it costs us only $2.5 per month. So it's like a very simple and ready to use website. We just register the URL, the name, put the logo, and put the pictures. So it's very cheap. And we tell everybody here in Brazil, we don't need a lot of money to start. You just need to start fast and that keep improving your product. So in less than 6 months, we did all the planning. We create the logo, the registrations, the product line, and the editorial photos. And this design here, you can see, was one of our most beautiful designs. Everything was really simple. And our initial focus was just on tests to collect feedback and evolve fast. But we were very sure about the affordable dresses and our purpose, because we wanted to communicate to everybody that we are launching a new brand, and we want to make history in the wedding industry. We want to be very innovative. We want to tell a new story. So we are focused on simple and affordable wedding dresses, and we want to communicate that you can get married with the money you have, where you want it, in the way you want it. And why I'm talking about, by that time, we wanted to focus on 2 things, because of course, when you want to launch a new company, a new brand, you need a product. Okay, that's a common sense, because the product pay all the bills. You have bills monthly to pay. The product goes beyond the transaction, and it's about the customer. So for us, it was very important not just to launch 2 or 3 or 6 products, but we kept focus on what our customer wanted. But we didn't forget about a very important stuff, and this is the purpose. Because it's very easy to just launch some products, but we wanted to tell a new story. So since the beginning for us, our purpose was very important, and we thought about how to communicate it, because we had this space and the market gap to share a new story, but we had to do it right. So we kept thinking about the purpose. And here are some questions, guys, you can ask yourselves about your product. What do I exist? What motivates me to wake up all mornings? And it's about what touches the customer heart. Because you can have the best product in the world, but if it doesn't touches your customer's heart, it's not gonna, I think you cannot succeed at your full. You need to keep focus on your purpose, what drives you, and what differs you from everybody. And here's a quote we always tell everybody, and we like it a lot, because if you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched it too late. And this is what happened to us, because we didn't have a lot of money. So if by that time we waited to have the best website, the best platform, the best product, we could run out of the money very easily, and we could give up very easily, because it's never enough. It's never enough money. You are never ready enough. But you just need to put your idea on the market, and then you see what your customers say, and you keep going. So once we launched it, we had this business model. So just to you guys understand about our work, we create all the dresses by ourselves. So everything is handmade and local produced on demand. So our brides go to our website, they choose the product, they pay, and then I produce. And this is help our cash flow a lot because I have the money on advance. We are available across Brazil online, and you can also find us on Etsy, so we ship globally as well. And since the beginning, the brides started to ask us for some customization, and we also have this. But I've just told you about the product, but I want to talk about the purpose as well, because I'm gonna share you guys a lot of stories about my company, and you'll see that we innovate a lot on purpose, not just in the product. And our purpose is we want to simplify, because the name of my company is Love is Simple, O Amor é Simples. And this permeates all our actions. We want to simplify the way the wedding industry do business. We want to simplify the ritual of marriage. We want to simplify the bride dresses, the communication, our customer services, everything. So the way we sell to our customers, the way we answer any doubt or any question in social networks, by email, the way we do our campaigns, everything is to simplify the wedding industry. So what we have learned since the beginning. So we started the business, as I told you, with just $3,000, sorry, and as a side project. By that time, all of the partners had some full-time jobs, and now we are full-time on the company, so we are succeeding. But by that time, we discovered that people love the purpose, the branding, and the story we want to tell, because we receive a lot of messages, positive messages of people loving us and telling, oh my God, you are the brand that the market needs. Finally, someone are doing something different. But the brides didn't love the product itself. It was too simple, too basic. And we find also that the customer service is always a game changer, because they start to ask us for specific designs, and we did it. So we responded to the market needs fast, launching a new collection with more designs, more laces, more options. We start to reaching out to the customers. So we create a lot of content to increase the brand awareness. Here is two examples. The first example is we started to do some handwritten letters with the wedding dresses. The seamstresses who create the dresses, they wrote down the letters. So when the brides receive our dresses, the brides can see this small and cute handwritten note telling who made the dresses, and it's like a very cute stuff. And also we start to create a lot of content. And here is another example. We create a blog post focused on not use some bad words during the celebration, and we reached in a single post almost 100,000 people. And this is very important when you are creating a brand from scratch. We need to gain audience and relevance and awareness. And in these two examples, we just used our creativity. We didn't spend a single dollar. So when you are creative, you can reach people and have good results without spend any money. And also we start to do some partnerships to spread the message. So for example, we partner with a very popular influencer here in Brazil. She got married with our dress, and now she signed a dress in our website. So she signed the dress, and she's paid for each sale. So she spread the message, she do some marketing for us, and she also earned money. And the other example is a very cool action we did for the Dia dos Namorados, sorry. Valentine's Day. So you put your data and you create a very cool graphic to share with your loved one. And I'm gonna share now, guys, some success stories about my brand. The first one is about the stolen dress. Because imagine you buy online, so you need to trust about the company. You need to find the perfect dress. You purchase online, and you just have to wait to arrive to your house. But sometimes the mail is stolen, and here in Brazil, unfortunately, is a very common stuff. And this customer, she was about to get married in like 40 days, 1 month, and she was waiting a lot for her dress to arrive, and then she discovered the dress was robbed, the dress was stolen. So we produced in a record time a new dress, and this is Laís, my partner. She flew to Rio de Janeiro to deliver the dress in person, in hands, and the bride had no idea we were about to do it, and she was very surprised during a normal day at work, and she saw Laís with the box and the wedding dress inside, and she started to cry a lot. That was a very important and amazing moment for us, and we appeared in a lot of news here in Brazil because of this. And this is Livia, the bride who had the dress stolen. And this is Livia again. So here is a picture with her ceremony in the middle of the streets in Rio de Janeiro. And she told us this beautiful quote that she not even tried another wedding dress in her life, because she was very certain it had to be with us. She chose O Amor é Simples. She trusted us, and we were very happy to deliver, no matter all the difficulties we had. Here is another campaign. This is very new because last month in May is the month dedicated to brides in Brazil. So you know the market want to have some campaigns, some stuff to make people spend money. So May is when everybody are talking about brides. So it's brides month. And we are very different from everything that the bridal industry do. So instead of create a lot of campaigns with promotions, with discounts or coupons, we just did a very unique and disruptive campaign. We create a gift. This is like a small flag, and saying that you can get married in the way you truly want. So we create a campaign to empower our brides to get married the way they want. Because here in Brazil, they keep pushing you to buy a lot of stuff and to spend a lot of money, and we want to do it differently. So we create a critical article in our blog, and we also create this campaign to empower the bride. So we keep saying, come on, it's your day, it's your big day. You need to remember this from 10, 20 years from now as a very special day for you. If you start to think about what other people want you to have, you're gonna regret it. So get married the way you want. And for each purchase, the brides receive this flag as a girl power. So come on, we don't know any company in Brazil who has a girl power gift for the brides, just us. We think this is very cool. We also started to sign up for pitches, and we also went to Shark Tank Brazil, because it's very important to gain visibility, to gain awareness, and also try to reach potential customers and investors. So we started to travel around Brazil for pitching and try to earn some money. We have also had 2 investors, 2 rounds, not that much money, but enough money to help us grow a little bit. And in Shark Tank Brazil, we didn't get the money, but we got a lot of visibility. And it was like 1 year and a half from was last January 2017, and we still keep selling for people who discover us on Shark Tank. So this is very important. And also, this is also fresh news. We created an affordable and possible interpretation for Meghan's Gone, because you know the Meghan's wedding stopped all the global. Everyone was talking about this. Everyone was talking about the wedding dress, but it's not a wedding dress for real people. We know it's very expensive. Is with a top design, a top material and fabric. And we want to be a very possible and affordable wedding company. So we just created our own interpretation, but with a very nice design, a very beautiful wedding dress, but possible. So our wedding dress is very affordable and very possible. And this is our purpose as well. And this action was reported in a lot of Brazilian news and one of the most well-read magazines. So again, we are doing a very simple action, a very simple stuff that reinforce our purpose, reinforce what we are doing here in Brazil, and we are gaining a lot of attention and awareness as well. And with all of these examples, we created a unique value proposition, and we have to begin to attract more and more fans and brand advocates. And here is some example. This is a bride, and she wrote the name of our brand, Love is Simple, in her wedding decoration. Come on, this is the best way to spread the news. And we have a lot of example here. Because one of our brides, called Jaqueline, she wrote O Amor é Simples, our brand, in her wedding invitation. So everybody is starting to understand, like, O Amor é Simples, love is simple. You can get married in a simplest way, and that is fine. Because we keep saying to the people, when you're going to get married, you just need to celebrate with the people you love. The celebration is more important. To share the love is more important than buy a lot of stuff and to spend a lot of money. And people are starting to understand that and to spreading their love with us. And why this is so important? Okay, it's important to sell, it's important to create your company, but this is important also because you start to gain customer without spend a single dollar. Here today in Amor é Simples, you can we have more than 35% of any sale coming from through word of mouth. And here are some examples of our brides, and we are also we are also a gay-friendly brand, of course. So we attend a lot of gay couples, and we are very proud of it. And for us, it's very important because we are still a small brand. We have a lot of challenges. We need to grow. We don't have that much money. So for us to gain a customer without spend a single dollar is amazing. And I've just shared with you guys a lot of examples that we have done without expend a lot of money. You just have to be creative to find solutions. And sometimes you just find a solution, creating a blog post and reaching 100,000 people for free. So I'm coming to an end now, and I want to share with you guys some outcomes as a team so far. Because we are having an amazing journey in 4 years. We are growing a lot here in Brazil. And one of the best discovered we had when we start to be entrepreneurs is that you can also innovate by discovering your voice. because today the new stories we are telling here in O Amor Simples, they are meaningful and they are very relevant to our audience. And this is fun because we are innovating by creating some wedding dresses that are very different, but also we are innovating by creating a lot of content. So sometimes we create a blog post, sometimes we create this campaign with the flag, the Girl Power flag, but this is also innovate because we are inspiring a lot of brides through our content, and this is also important. And also we had to learn to have a mindset focused on an MVP, because by that time we just put an idea on the market and we just put it there and try to, well, we launched the business with a lot of not much money, but a lot of confidence. But we need to learn fast how to prioritize and invest time and money, because it's never enough money and it's never enough time. So we need to learn fast how to we need to learn fast to launch a new collection and to put some money in marketing or campaigns or new products. This is always a challenge for an entrepreneur. But also we have a lot of challenges to balance the operational and strategic targets, because nowadays we are still on a small team. So we do all the operational, like we need to do the boxes, to put the dresses on, to ship, to answer the brides, to create content. But also we need to stop 2-3 times a week to think strategically. So nowadays we have some very we create a very own schedule to be strategic. So 3 times a week we stop everything we're doing and we start to thinking about increase the sales, about planning the month ahead. This is very important as well. And also to observe, iterate, and innovate, because we cannot stop to create the solutions, to analyze, and to learn. You have to keep testing to see what is better for you and your products. Also about the branding. For us in O Amor Simples, the branding is one of the most amazing, I forgot the word, sorry, but it's very, very important for us because a lot of people discover us through our branding. So it's very important to speak truthfully, to seek your position and position yourself ahead of the competitors. In our case, we focus on valuation of the handmade, the fair prices, but also have a clear enemy, because if you want to position yourself and you find your enemy, in our case, the enemy is the traditional wedding industry, it's easier for you to find the solution and to communicate. Also, the customer is the thermometer of the business, because you can have the best product, but if no one are buying it, doesn't matter. So yeah, you have to keep looking for solutions, listen to your customers, understand their needs, understand what they want to buy, and then have a solution for them. Also for us, we have a very humanized and personalized customer services. We attend all the brides, we answer all the questions. We are always trying to be friends of our brides. And this is a very important thing when you are buying online. You need to build trust. So for us now, this is a major challenge at scale, because we are growing a lot. We want to scale. And how can we scale but maintain these personalized customer services? We are thinking a lot about this right now. And the last thing is to search for the right and like-minded partners to gain new audiences. Because when you partner, you can gain new audiences with another brand or an influencer, but it's important to make sense for your audiences. So Guys, for now is it. I'm open to any questions you have. And if you want to email me, my email is natalia@oamoresimples.com.br. Thank you very much.
I think this has been a fantastic. I'm at a loss for words. This has been amazing.
Thank you.
You are a user innovator. You had a problem. You identified the problem very specifically, and you sought to test out this problem in the market and to validate that process. If I can summarize here, there were a few overarching themes that came through the entire presentation. Resilience, of course, the persistence to keep going in light of the challenges. Also, the one of the bigger issues that is somewhat intangible in this industry and field of innovation is the idea of resourcefulness. How can you look around where you are? How can you use what you have? Can you talk a little bit more about those 2 points, resilience and resourcefulness? What made you think about innovating in this way, and how to persevere and how to be resourceful with what you have?
Yeah, this is always a challenge because we created it from scratch and we didn't have the dream to be like entrepreneurs or business girls. It just happened, but we felt like the need. I mean, I was not going to spend $1 in this industry out there. So I just need to create my solution. That was amazing, but it's truly, truly very hard because you are alone. You need to build a lot of stuff. It's very challenging, and resilience is one of the words we like the most because we need to keep focus on ahead. We need to keep focus on the future. We are very clear in our mind that we want to revolutionize the industry. We want to make history. We want to every bride to know about my company, about Love is Simple. And even if the brides don't buy anything, we want them to go to the website, to read the content, to understand our purpose and our intention in the wedding industry. Because you don't have to treat brides like fool, like I don't know. Here in Brazil, you felt like a fool. So we are always focused on the future. Like, no, we need to make history. We cannot give up because if we give up now, everything is gone. I mean, and by the time passes is easier because now we are in this boat for 4 years. So I won't give up at all 4 years later. So we have to focus on the future, and that's it. Because every time we receive a compliment and a bride telling us that, oh my God, I've always gave up about my wedding because I was not understanding, I was feeling like an idiot, and I found O Amor Simples, and I love you guys, I love the message, I love the dresses. That's all. We keep fighting for this. And about the resources is also a major challenge for us because we are based in south of Brazil. So we are quite far from São Paulo where all the action are. Like we have investors there and the most part of the market are there. So we need to be creative. And as resources is, we don't have, how can I say, you cannot run from it. We have to be creative, look around, talk to people, understand the needs, what the market wants, how to be creative. We create a lot of actions and content and campaigns just thinking about and try to do it different. So we have to go there and talk to people and find mentors and find people to support you. talk to other startups, people who are going through the same stuff as you, and that's it. If you stay inside your house, inside your company, you start to feel like small. You start to feel you are not doing enough. So that's why it's very important to be out there talking to a lot of people to refresh the ideas.
Yeah, so thank you for that. The other trend that you alluded to in the presentation was about, you know, Generation Y is actually getting married a lot more than expected. Can you talk a little bit about, you know, Gen Y and also the millennials, how we value experiences over physical stuff? And that is actually a circular economy from the perspective of, you know, we value the experience. And so, you know, I'm curious to hear from you about the culture that you're creating, the meaningful work that you're creating through Love is Simple. And I'm also curious to understand, you know, really you're selling simple wedding dresses that are fashionable for what women want, but really at the heart of it, are you just creating wedding dresses, or are you creating this wedding experience with the dress?
Yeah, that's true, because we, since the beginning, that's why I talk about product and purpose. For us is beyond the product. So we decided to, how can I say, we focus on this generation because it's our generation. Come on, you told a very true sentence, a very true thing. We don't want to accumulate, and we are more and more care. No, we thought more. Sorry, but we are more careful about the way we spend our money. So we want to study, we want to travel, to have a home, to adopt a dog. I don't know. And for our generation, it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of money in one single product and one single night. That's why we have the wedding dresses. They are beautiful, they are affordable, they are very comfortable to use. But we also talk a lot about this. You need to empower yourself to get married the way you want, because the industry, they keep selling you the idea that you need to spend a lot of money and have a huge celebration. And we are actually the only brand telling the opposite. I can get married in this. This is my living room. I can get married here, because the most important part is to celebrate with the people I love. And this is the new language. This is the way to communicate to the new generation. We cannot make people spend money in some dumb ways, because we won't. Our generation are clever. We want to spend money in meaningful stuff. That's why the branding for us is also important, because sometimes the brides buy from us because they buy our purpose. And now here in Brazil is the election year, and we have a woman running for office here, and she got married in our dress because she loved the purpose. So also our purpose, our positioning, it sells a lot, because we are beyond just the money and the appearances and the to have. It's beyond this showing. I don't know.
That's a really good point that you just made right there. They're not buying the dress, they're buying the purpose. And so Nandit was actually asking about this thing, you know, people shop everywhere. It becomes a commodity, but what you're really selling is the purpose. And you buy the purpose, you get the dress.
Yeah, that's true. And we are reaching even more customers right now. We are growing here in Brazil, and the brides keep telling us, Sometimes like, oh my God, I just had a boyfriend. I'm not even a bride, but I'm sure I'm gonna buy your dresses because it has to be you. Uh, everything out there is just bullshit because that's it. Get married is about the love. The dress is just one piece, and that's what we do. We're selling the dress, we're selling a product, but we don't put all the attention in this product. It's just one product for a bigger thing, and our purpose focus on this bigger thing.
Amazing. So another question, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. I'm going to get to a little bit more detail. Consuelo was asking, how do you pass the fear of placing your product on the market when it's not perfect? And what made you jump and learn in the process?
Hi, Consuelo. Thanks for watching us today. So for us, how can I say, we just jumped it because we truly launched a very simple wedding dress from the beginning, and we know that. But we were like, we need to start because we had this market gap, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can have the same idea as we are doing as we are having now. So we need to start we need to start fast to build our brand, to be recognized. So now we are leaders here in Brazil in this segment because the industry keep selling the brides in the traditional way. So I think we lost the fear because we didn't focus on the product. We focus on the story we want to tell, and this is more important. The product was just a way, a step to the message you want to tell, and is still nowadays, and that's why we launched a very simple wedding dresses collection, and then we create a new one, and we are keeping improving day by day.
And this is really just the start, right? Like, I mean, wedding dresses can be the start, and eventually, you know, and really, I think it gets to the point of the culture and the team and the experience that you're building with that sense of purpose. So I'm going to move on to the next question from, I think it was Dila, who asked, great work, Natalia. I'm curious about how you recruit and grow your team. And this really segues into my question, you know, how large is your team? How did you find these people? Because how did you find your co-founders? How did you find the people who you know, hand sew these dresses? How do you find these people? Because it must be really hard because it takes a really special type of person who is ability to, you know, work in a place of somewhat of an ambiguous situation. Can you share more?
Yeah, I forgot to introduce my team. Sorry, guys. But we are in 3 co-founders. So it's me, Laís. You saw the Laís pictures before, and Janaína. So we started this because just the 3 of us, me and Laís, we had some marketing background. And when we had this idea about, oh my God, we had the same problem, let's create something, we invited Janaína, our 3rd co-founder, to open the company with us. Because Jana is a friend of us, and she knows administration and financial. So we just thought, oh my God, we are 2 PRs, 2 girls with digital marketing background. Let's invite a 3rd one who knows about running a business, and that's it. And this is the first they started, and as you can see, we didn't have a designer. That's how we just, since the beginning, we loved the idea, we loved the company so much, and we were such in a rush to launch that we just launched it. And then we pay attention about, oh my God, just maybe we need a fashion designer because we're selling wedding dresses. That's when we invited our 4th partner. Now we are in four girls who run the business, and Evelyn is our fashion designer. So that's why you have to have the courage to do it. And we just done. And now we have this fashion designer who do all the designs, because I had no idea about that. I've never imagined myself working in the fashion industry, working with clothes. And now I have a wedding dress company. That life is fun. And then we have another 2 girls in the operational. So we are 6 full-time girls right now, and we have another team of seamstresses. So now we have around 6 or 7 seamstresses working for us, 4 of them full-time, some of them not full-time. So we are a big team, all-female company. This is very cool. And about the recruitation, I think we are learning a lot, because we are still not a big company. That's why it's a challenge for us to have to balance the operational and the strategic, because we do a lot of stuff. And when we are an entrepreneur, we don't have enough money, so we need to work for 3, 4, 5 people. But we always try to look for people who are very energetic and who have the same passion as us, because it's very easy to train. No, how can I say? A person who are clever and motivate, they can learn everything. So sometimes if you focus on people who don't have the skills, maybe you cannot have the smarter decision. So we just focus on people who have who the eye, you can see through the look, the eye, like a bright in the eye, and the heart. I don't know. Sorry.
The heart. I think that's right. Passionate
people.
Passion for the work that you're doing, and at the end of the day, that you're making an impact. And so that kind of speaks to the part about meaningful work, right? You're creating a company of a viable company of purpose that employs people who are passionate about meaningful work, and it's really a cycle there. One thing that you talked about, another overarching theme is that you actually bootstrapped your way forward for the longest time. The majority of what the market sentiment is about, okay, build a company, make it big, find VCs, have them invest that money into, and you'll suddenly be rich. But really, I think at the end of the day, if we look at the way MIT thinks, of course it's great to have a sustainable company at scale, but at the same time, meaning and impact and purpose. And what we've learned from the online course and the program is customers are your best investors in the business. And so maybe you can share a little bit more about your customers, and and you've shared a lot already, but maybe can you share a little bit more about bootstrapping versus venture capital versus getting real business from customers?
Yes, we have had 2 rounds of angel investors. So we were accelerated in 2016. And last year, we went to market for another round, and we received some money as well. But since the beginning, we're more bootstrapped, because when we create the company, we had full-time jobs, and we use our own salary, our own income to put in the business. And since 2016, we are sustainable. So I don't have a higher income, a salary, but when you are an entrepreneur, you need some sacrifices. But we are since 2 years ago sustainable, and we are growing, and now reinvesting a lot of money. So all the founders, we have some money, some salary monthly, just to pay the bills and that's it. So we don't have like enough money. We don't have a high salary for other expenses, but we keep up put money in the company. And it's crazy because it's always a challenge to look for money, look for people who share the same values as you. So we are very glad to until now found those people, and they are very supportive, and they just want the company to succeed. So that's very important. And about the customers, I think we have the best brides in the world because they trust us a lot and they spread the news about O Amor é Simples. And they, how can I say, we have some brides now who got married 3 years ago, and they are still our followers. They still comment in our blog posts. For example, in this Megan dress we just launched, they keep saying, "Oh my God, you rock it! You are the best brand in the world." So I think that is the most important part, because all we are doing since the beginning is truly real. You can talk to any customers of our company, to our partners, to everybody. We are real girls doing real stuff, and we're just full of love and care and friendship. We are creating a new way of doing business. So we can talk to any of our customers, and they love us. They truly love us. Everything is true.
I think that's really impactful, and you're right. I think there is a shift from a product and service business now to the business of experiences, and that's what you're creating and have created and continue to scale more, Natalia. I think that's significantly impactful. We have under a minute left. Do you have any last words to share with our learners?
Please talk, spread the news if you like O Amor é Simples. If you have enjoyed it, please tell your friends. And let's revolutionizing this wedding industry. We need to put some new and modern touches on it. And it's just not about money. It's about celebrate the love. So please share the news and tell your friends about my company.
Well, thank you today for tuning in with us. We enjoyed your time here, and we hope you enjoyed the time with us. I think there are other e-seminars coming up for the month of June. We have 2 more, one scheduled mid-June and one at the end of June. So if you haven't already signed up, I would encourage you to sign up. And also you can binge watch a lot of the other e-seminars that we've had on our website, bootcamp.mit.edu. And until the next time, we want to wish you the best and hope to see you at one of our programs soon.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you, Natalia.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.